Hi everyone, hope you've all been well and you're healthy and you're safe, and I'm here today to talk to you about sweet potato slips. So these are some sweet potato slips that I had growing from about a month ago or so. I would say I would probably say maybe 5-6 weeks ago I started these. Now, about that time, I posted on Instagram, and you can take a look in my profile and see if you look back in the different posts that I had, and you'll see when I started it. So what I've discovered in my research, now this is my first year growing sweet potatoes from slips. In the past, I did purchase previously rooted slips that were sold in a pot like any other seedling for the garden, but I didn't have success. So I never really tried again. And then I thought that this year I would give it another shot. I saw a lot of posts on Instagram and other social media that had people starting their sweet potatoes from slips. And I thought, you know what, I'm gonna give it a try this year and see if I can grow it actually. So, and because it's really easy to grow sweet potatoes from slips that you can start yourself, from what I've learned and seen from other people's experience, I figured it's a lot better than buying them at a nursery. I'd rather just do it myself for how easy it is, and it's free basically if you have sweet potatoes at home. So I had some sweet potatoes at my place and they were starting to get a little wrinkly and I wasn't going to eat them, and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to try to grow these. So I've discovered there's several ways to start your sweet potato slips. So I've seen people where they suspend an entire sweet potato whole, just like this, but this one's not whole, in water, and they use the toothpicks to suspend it above the water, okay, half in, half out. And what that does is eventually the sweet potato would develop roots at the bottom and slips at the top. So that's one way. Another way is to cut the sweet potato in half like I did. And so I was able to get from one sweet potato, I got two started instead of just dropping one in water and hoping for that. I decided to give it a try by splitting it in half. So the bottom and the top are both above the water with half of it suspended inside the water with toothpicks, and I'll show you a little bit more about that as I talk about it more. And then I've seen other people, what they do is they put it in soil, and where like half the sweet, like laying down in soil, where they bury the sweet potato but not entirely in some seed starting mix, and they let it develop roots that way, and either they pot it up that way or they would then maybe remove it and take out the slips and root those. Now, I don't have experience doing that. I'm trying it this way. And the reason why I decided to do half, like half suspended in water, as opposed to whole, which I did try the whole, and I found in my experience, the whole sweet potato rotted. I found that it wasn't developing roots, it wasn't developing slips, and in the middle, that was the part that was under the water, was actually becoming really moldy. At first it started off black, and then it started getting kind of gunky, and I do change the water every other day. I prefer to have clean water. As you can see, my water here is clean. I do change it. I do rinse off the sweet potato because I don't like when it gets all algaed and gunkied and brown. I find that gross. I find it smelly, and I don't want that in my kitchen, and this is where these are growing, in the windowsill. So I do change my water, and I think it makes the sweet potatoes happier, and it prevents any kind of pests. I don't have any aphids. The leaves are clean. There's nothing growing on it that's weird, so this is what I do. Anyway, so I tried the whole potato. I found that wasn't effective. It was making it moldy, so I ended up throwing that out. And so the one that I had cut in half, and I didn't see a lot of information on doing it this way online. I just saw people putting them whole in water. I found the half method is a lot more effective. As you can see, what this method has done, it has developed really beautiful slips. Like now they're ready. Look at the size of this one here, for example. This is extremely long, probably 3 feet long already from tip to bottom. So at this stage, and maybe I've let them grow a little bit too big, they're ready to be removed off the sweet potato and rooted in water. Because what I want to do is, now that these are ready and these are healthy and big, they do need to develop roots in order to be planted in the ground. They cannot be planted without roots. Like I couldn't just remove these and put them in the ground. They wouldn't grow. They need to have roots. So because all the slips on this half of the sweet potato developed above the water, none of them have developed natural roots. Now in this case here, on the other one, this one, some of the slips developed under the water. And as a result, they have developed roots. There's a good root right there, if you can take a look. And then as well, if I turn this one around right here, I'm going to actually remove it. Right there. That's all the roots that have developed by having it sit in water. So the one that has roots already, that one will be ready for potting up much earlier than the ones that haven't developed roots yet. But I'm going to still remove it and put it in water because I want to strengthen those roots. So let me show you how to do it. And then I'm going to show you another trick afterwards. So first off, I'm going to have my cup, okay? And I'm going to fill my cup with some water because it needs water to develop roots. So I'm just putting some water into it. Now I'm going to take off the sweet potato and I'm going to tip the camera to show you what I'm doing, okay? Okay. You know what? I'm going to get a tray. 1 second. Okay. Because I feel like it's going to do a lot of, it's going to drip a lot. So I'm going to put this here in the tray and I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Okay. Maybe like that. Okay, so I'm taking this out. It looks really, really good. Now, from what I've read and what I've seen, the way that you remove the sweet potatoes, see there, right there? Right over there, okay? The way to do it is all you need to do is basically just gently pop it off. Excellent. Okay. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. Take a look at that root system. This one is really ready, and this one is a long sweet potato vine here, and I feel like I can take a cutting from it, but I'm going to experiment with another one first before I do that in order to make two. But I'm really, really pleased with the root system on this. So what am I going to do is I'm just going to put it in here in this water like so, and it's just going to grow in there beautifully, okay, on my windowsill again in my kitchen like the rest have been doing. Okay, now I'm going to take another one. Now see, look at this beautiful root system. This is the sweet potato itself. It comes out of the bottom. It's pretty incredible. I do have one here that's already rooted, but I'm going to let this one grow taller because it's only this big. Okay, and I think the rest I'm going to leave because I find them all a little bit small. So this one here is going to go back into its glass of water because I feel like this one can now grow. It's just a small leafy little plant. Isn't that cute? And this one will continue to grow. In the meantime, that one that I've removed will make a beautiful sweet potato slip that I will plant when it's time to plant outside. Sweet potatoes do require, they can't handle any frost. They are a member of the morning glory family. And so morning glories are annual flowers. And if you set out your annual flowers when there's any risk of frost, as you know, as soon as the frost hits those flowers, it will destroy them immediately. They will die. So if I set out this sweet potato slip, which is basically a morning glory vine, if I set it out now or any time before when there's still a chance of frost, and we here in my zone 5A, 5B garden, my final frost date officially, well, not officially, but where I feel it's safe is June the 1st to set anything out. So this will not go out until the first week of June. So now we are middle of April. It's about April the 18th right now. So we have about 6 weeks. So this will just grow like this. I believe in about, what I'll do is in about 2 weeks or so, because this one already has roots, I will put this one in a pot of soil, and then I'll transplant that into the garden when it's time after June the 1st. Okay, so that's that one here. I'm just gonna set it on the side. Now, I'm gonna take this one now, and I'm going to bring down the camera again. Here's this one. This one here is really healthy, but doesn't have any roots actually established on any of the slips. As you can see here, I'm going to lay it down and show you how long this one is. So this one is about 2 feet. This one here, this really long one. And I'm going to take a cutting from it. I'm going to try, and I've seen that you can do this. And so I want to give that a shot. Okay, so this sweet potato vine that's rooted, I'm going to leave this aside by itself so I can keep track of it. And I'm going to take a brand new cup, fill this one halfway with water. Okay, and I'm going to put the slips in there. So now I'm going to take from here and just try to pop these off. So I've seen people either cut them off, but I'm going to see if I could just do it by hand at first. And if not, then I'll try with a little knife or something. I'm just going to try to pull it off. Maybe I'm being too gentle. I don't know. Okay, so that's it right there. Can you see that? So this one here will root. This one's gonna go in my cup of water. Beautiful. So there's one. I still have another one growing from the same spot. So I'm gonna take that one off, like so. Okay, that one's ready. I'm gonna pop that one into this water. Now this here, this potato, I will leave it in the water because I see new ones forming. So why not get the most out of this potato that I can? I will do this. I see little babies. This one here is still small, so I'm gonna leave this one. And I'm gonna work on this really long ones over here. So first I'm going to take off this big whopper of a sweet potato. I'm looking at it right here and I see a baby growing. So I'm just going to pull it off. Okay. Whew. Okay, so there it is. There's the really long one. And this one actually has a branch right here. Another thing I want to say is when I saw sweet potatoes being rooted in water, the slips, the bottom leaves are removed. So I'm going to take that off because you don't need to have any you don't need these leaves. I don't want them in water. I don't want them rotting. I want them as healthy as possible. So there's my clean stem that's going back in the water. And this one's here that I've already removed. I don't need this leaf here in water, nor do I need this one. So I'm just going to take them off. And this one here, I'm just going to take off this leaf here because that's not needed. I'd rather have a stem, a clean stem. And from those leaf joints, there will be roots all along the way. Okay, so now I've got this big one. And I definitely don't need these bottom leaves. So those are coming off right away. I believe I actually took off a baby slip. So this one I'm going to put in the water. And that will root. Okay, I'm going to take this off here. So what I could do here is because there's two, this is so big and wonky. So here, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop it off and remove it. There, now I have a brand new slip right here that goes in the water. And still I have this very long one. So what I want to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut along this stem because I don't need to have this crazy long slip. And what I want to do is, let's see, where am I going to cut it? So at the leaf axis is where you want to cut it. So I'm going to cut it. I could be doing this wrong. Okay, so here's the stem. I've got the stem, a leaf joint, another leaf joint, another leaf joint, another leaf joint. See, as you can see all the leaf joints. So what I'm going to try to do is cut it right below the leaf joint. Okay, this stem is nice and healthy and that'll go in water. And this one here that I just cut off, I'm going to take off this leaf, okay, and I'm also going to take off this leaf. And now I'm going to put this stem in the water. So this way, from the one stem, I got two slips, okay? And so I'll carry on. I'm going to take this one off here from the potato. That's all you have to do. And I'm going to pop that in the water. And I like this one here too. It's a healthy stem. See this one here? It's a good size. It's, you know, about 7-8 inches. So I'm just going to pop that off like so. I haven't harmed it. And pop that in the water. Okay, and here I've got a mini. I'm going to leave the mini alone. I'm going to leave these minis alone. These are small, and I've got this one left, and I believe I could take this big one off. So this big one's not that big, but maybe it's 8 inches right here. So I'm just going to go here. How do I show this to you? I'm going to go here. Just going to pull it off. From what I've experienced, that's how it's done. Okay, that goes in the cup of water. And now this, I'm going to put it back in the glass to carry on growing, and these will continue to grow. There are more slips. Oops, here we go. There are more slips starting here, so I can definitely get more out of this sweet potato. It's not done yet. There we go. It's not done yet. It will definitely produce more slips, okay? This will continue to grow. In the meantime, so these are the originals. These are going to continue to grow. They're much more manageable. They're not long. I can keep these on the windowsill. That's all they need is just some bright light from the window. They don't need to have a grow light to do this. This is the one that I removed that is already rooted. It's really healthy. It's got an excellent root system. And so this will stay here. And I'm not going to cut this one. I feel like I don't need to, but if I wanted to, I would just cut below the leaf axis right here, remove the leaf, and then I could root that. Okay, so but I'm gonna leave it for now. And now this is my cup of all those slips that came off this one potato, and it still continues to grow. And how many slips did I get in here? I'm wondering. Let me count them. Okay. I got one baby, two. I'm gonna just take off that leaf. I don't need that leaf. I don't need the bottom leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 slips from that 1/2 of the sweet potato. Plus I have the 10th one, which is rooted. And I still have 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 10, 12 on the one with this one. Okay. And then I have, I don't know, at least 15 here. So I'm going to continue letting those grow. I'm going to get a ton of sweet potatoes this year from these vines, and that's as simple as it is. So are you growing sweet potatoes from slips this year? Please let me know in the comments and grow along with me. We'll carry on like this. I will post another update in a few weeks, maybe 2 weeks or so, 3 weeks, and let you know what's happening. As well, I'll go through the growing process with you. We'll do it together. When I put this in the garden, then I'll show that to you as well, and we'll just grow together. Let's grow some sweet potatoes this year. It's very, very simple. If you have any left over in your kitchen that you purchased that you didn't end up eating, they got a little bit wrinkly, you're not going to eat them anyway, put them in a glass, cut them in half, suspend them in like over a glass of water where at least the bottom half is inside the water. Use toothpicks to do so. Some people don't even do that. Some people just put them in the bottom of a glass or in a tray with 1 inch of water. You can do that too, whatever you'd like. And then grow your own sweet potatoes. Very, very simple. Now I have had people ask me before, what happens? Sometimes their sweet potatoes don't sprout. Well, this potato here was not organic. So people tell me that this is all one, sorry. This was one sweet potato that I cut in half. Some people say, well, I've tried, but never, all these weeks passed and nothing happened. Possibly it was sprayed to prevent sprouting. Possibly, but this one that I used is not organic. I do have another one upstairs which is just starting, and that one is organic. And as well, I cut that one into 2 halves because I feel that it grows better that way for me personally. But I don't think that necessarily is the case. You really wouldn't know, like, unless you found out from the supplier. So just give it a try, but definitely should have some patience. It will take at least 15 days to see any results, maybe even more than that. So just be patient. If your sweet potato starts to rot, then unfortunately, it might not grow, but perhaps you can cut off the top of it and put that in some water, maybe in a little bit of water, like in a bowl. Instead, if you see that the bottom half is rotting or it's rotting in the middle, you could still salvage part of it, and I think it'll be okay. Anyway, give it a try. Let me know if you are. Let me know if you've had success with this. I've seen a lot of information online, people that have had success, so I'd love to hear from you. Also, please be sure to subscribe to my channel, and if you liked this video, click the thumbs up so I know that you liked it, and then be sure to click the notification bell to subscribe so that you're notified of any upcoming videos. And feel free to share this video with your friends. I'd love for more and more people to grow their own food this year, especially this year. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. So anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Thanks for following my grow along video, and I look forward to chatting with you really soon. That's it for today. Bye for now. Happy gardening.